And from the Western point of view, based on the sciences that we so love in our rational way of thinking and perceiving the world, it's similar to what we call neuroplasticity. And it's quite a recent
Yes.
development in that, but
They didn't know that you could change your brain or
mm,
that you could, yeah, a
mm,
neuroplasticity. Because I studied that quite a bit when I took my um, nutritional psychology course,
mhm,
that you can actually, change your brain,
mm,
rewire it, all those things. Before they thought the brain was just a set thing. It is what it is.
yeah.
But now we know it's neuroplastic, right?
And even through the number of neurons that you have in your brain, that it's somehow limited, or they thought that it's limited, and it grows only to a certain age, like until you are 30, then you are basically done, and you are just getting more stupid through the rest of your life because your brain is not developing anymore and the neurons are dying. But it's not true. We already realized that if you can stimulate the brain and the growth of the neural network through the life until you die, it's not just that it's impossible. It is possible, and many people can do that. We are
Mm,
just become so lazy and so dependent on the external stimuli that we don't use it anymore. And
yeah.
we finish the school latest we are 30 or we are 25, we finish university, we start a new job, there is still something to learn new, and then we just go like a robots through the life and doing the same things over and over. And of course then your brain is not developing anymore, but you can keep it developing through different practices. And the neuroplasticity basically says that the brain has the ability to adapt through experience. And a very interesting and important thing, according to me, is that you can also promote the neuroplasticity through engaging in spiritual practices. It's not just intellectual work, but half of the brain is based on creativity, on some higher purpose that is not you normally used so often, but it's already um, uh, gonna confirmed through studies and through tests that we can change our brain through meditation and through spiritual practice, through praying or just putting our attention into some higher consciousness. And we can change the brain structure and their functioning. And in our Western world, there is kind of an epidemic of the brain problems, like a memory decline, dementia, Alzheimer.
Mm.
Uh, but the cognitive aging is not the same for everyone. It's not a problem of individuals that are focused on developing their life not just through a young age, but through the middle age and the end, till the end of the life. And actually, there were Czech scientists that in 2021 they were the first to discover the effect of amyloids on these diseases. And there are remedies developed, and you can either use some pharmaceutics for the brain or some nutritions like flavanols,
Yeah.
resveratrol, uh, and you can find it in the food. You don't need to take it as a
Yeah.
pills. Like
No, you don't have
resveratrol
to.
is in a
Yeah,
good red wine.
yeah. Well, they're linking now because I know about this because of my nutritional background, but they're
Mhm.
linking now Alzheimer's and dementia to, they're linking it very much to
Yeah.
our diet, to the Western world's diet, because as we age, your mitochondria, right, which is the brain of the cell, we don't
Mhm.
take care of it, and we eat all the sugar and all
Mhm.
these processed foods and stuff like this, and it's causing your body to have insulin resistance.
Yeah.
And this and it leads to type 2 diabetes, and they're linking
Mm.
this now to dementia and Alzheimer's.
Mm.
It's not something that it just happens to your brain because you're aging. It's
Mm.
something that we are doing because of our lifestyle, and maybe because of lack of spirituality and,
Yeah.
and expanding your consciousness, and just like you said, being a robot and all these things.
Mm.
Like it's a full circle of being healthy spiritually and with what you eat and your exercise.
Mm.
They're linking this, they're not linking it to genetics anymore or just aging per se.
Mm.
It's all about your lifestyle.
I was listening to one guy from Czech Republic. He's an actor, but he's kind of open-minded, and he's got a beautiful podcasts with very interesting guests. And he was saying that all these bacteria and viruses that we are getting into our bodies, that they were here to get rid of the dead bodies. They just return when the body is dead of an animal or a man. They will deconstruct it back to the primal matter uh, and nutritions for other life to grow. And all these people that are basically dead because they do nothing in their life. They are just androids following the rules and wishes of the government and of the people in the work. And they are here they don't live their life. They are just repeating some patterns. So they are basically already dead. And these bacteria and viruses, they are trying to deconstruct them, even they are still
Yeah,
alive. So
that's crazy. I never thought of it that way. That's crazy.
if you don't live your life, your consciousness and unconsciousness is not in alliance. You
Yeah,
you you live something which has no purpose. There is no target in your life. You are just consuming. Why you should be here? So the nature is trying to eat you.
right. That's
Uh,
crazy.
and all these good stuff that you can get for evolving your brain or to support the neural network to grow, you can find it in the places where they call them the blue zones and all these parts of what do you have there? It's kind of a Mediterranean diet. You have these cheeses in France like Camembert that are very healthy, and these good things like flavanols and all the good bacteria
Phenols. Yep.
are in them.
Yep.
Uh, Cocoa, of course, but not in a chocolate, because if you cook cocoa, that you destroy these flavanols. So the chocolate is not the good way to get them into you. Good quality green tea. That there is one compound. It's called epigallocatechane galate. That's in a green tea, and that's like the food for your brain. It's important. Or magnesium, specific magnesium.
Mm.
It's the
Magnesium is
L-threonate.
very important.
Mm.
I think that people, it's just that we have gotten so far away of, like, people are so stupid. They don't understand. Like, your body stays alive and is built
Mm.
from what you put in it and on it.
Mm.
And we have gotten to the point where we our soil is depleted. People don't
Yeah.
eat real food. They eat thousands of chemicals. They put
Mm.
chemicals on their body. They wash their clothes in all these chemicals, and your body can't process all that toxin. It's on
Mm.
toxin overload. So it's trying to delete all these toxins, and it can't take care of its body. And we have all these diseases that we never had before. And people still go and eat all this
Yeah.
shit. And
Yeah. True.
they think it's no problem, but everything, your brain cells, your body cells, every cell in your body is fed by what you feed it.
Mm.
How can you think you're healthy If you're eating a bunch of chemicals, if you're not eating organic, if you're trying to not eat, all these pesticides, if you're not eating
mm,
grass-fed chicken and or pasture-raised chicken and grass-fed beef. Like this
mm,
is my passion. This is what I'm passionate about. Like I am 59. I wake up, I have no aches and pains. I have no health issues at all.
mm.
None. Zero. Like
Yeah.
why do people not understand that what you feed your body is what your body is built from, right?
I think
You need
they rationally know, but they don't wanna know because it doesn't taste as they are used to. Because if you start eating something, then it's very salty or very sweet. Then you
yeah,
can't taste the other natural food.
yeah. And
So
but
even
it's
though you, mm,
the whole world is the food industry has created this sickness where
mm,
they, like you said, they addict people through the taste of the
yeah,
sweet
yeah,
and the salty.
exactly.
Even a piece of bread, if you buy in the grocery store, it's got 25 ingredients. You
Mm,
need four ingredients to make bread.
mm,
And the thing that freaks me out, Daniel, is that the government and the places that are supposed to protect people are killing them because they
mhm,
feed them all this shit. The people get addicted, or they're too tired, or too lazy to cook food, and they go to fast food, and then they get sick, and then they take medication that makes them sicker. And it's a vicious circle, and it's like the way that 80% of people live today,
yeah,
with
I agree.
diabetes, heart disease, and autoimmune disease, and aches and pains, and all this stuff. It's insane that it's so corrupt, the world. It's very depressing if you think about it.
And yeah, and the worst thing is that if you tell them, they will be angry with you, not with the government, not with the
I
corporations,
know.
not with that problem. They will start calling you names because they don't want to know. That's like that movie Matrix, that one of that guys, he wanted to be reconnected back. Even though it's a lie, but he doesn't want to know. He just want to be back in
But
that.
why do people not want to know? Why?
Uh, some things are just over their possibility to comprehend, so they bury it deep, and it's easier to pretend it doesn't exist and to trust to something. And there is no God, no spirituality, there is no community, no families anymore. Everything is uh, deteriorated, and then you have only a government to trust in your state. So I don't understand it as well, or I understand it, but I don't get it how lazy and uneducated people are and unwilling to see
Or to
because
grow, or
some.
to try to understand. My
Mm,
girlfriend that is staying with me, her
mm,
son just turned 21, and he was born, they classified him as neurodivergent, which means he's like on the autism scale, or he, like, they call it ADHD, right? And
yeah.
every day she goes to the grocery store. He drinks 2 sodas a day. He drinks processed orange juice and lemonade.
Mm,
He eats processed food every day, processed lunch meats, processed bread. And I said to her, she says, I can't stop him. He's addicted to sugar. I said, you pay his rent, you buy his groceries, you're his mother. And we got into a fight. I said, you're his mother. You can tell him and teach him how to eat, because
mm,
he is going to be sick one day. He is only 21 now, but if you don't change how he eats, he's going to be sick. And then he stays up all night and sleeps all day. And I said, like, this is not a way for a young man to live.
mm,
It drives me crazy because she just doesn't want to listen to me. And I sound like, she makes me think I'm a crazy person, And I said one day
mm,
and he already has ADHD, and the worst thing you can give him is sugar.
mm,
He he eats as he eats as much sugar in one day as I eat in a month. It's crazy. And he just does it. It's like it's normal.
mm,
Soda and chips and baked goods and muffins and cookies and all this process. And
mm.
there's no food in there. There's no food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just the poison.
I've never seen him eat fruit. I have never seen this kid eat fruit. That's insane.
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean,
It is. How can you expect that he will be healthy, psychologically and physically as well?
yeah, he's overweight, he's lazy. I
Hmm.
can't, I mean, I don't know, like I get to a point where I can't do anything. What can I do? What can I do? I try to say this is coming from a loving place, not a judgmental place. It's not coming from a
Hmm. Hmm.
judgmental place. I just want to help you. You cannot feed a young child. His brain is still growing. You cannot feed him all these chemicals. It drives me crazy. It absolutely drives me crazy. Like I don't even, oh, I'm just so shocked at how people live. I'm so shocked. I mean, how hard is it to fill the fridge with fruit and vegetables? And stop buying this shit. Don't buy it,
Hmm.
right?
You can motivate and inspire only the people that are willing. And you can't force the people that are close-minded, and you can do nothing. So only by your example, by talking about it, some
Yeah.
will change, some will find something good in that.
They
But then,
don't think it's
as you
doing
said,
anything.
there is maybe 70-80% of the people that they don't want anything. They just want to survive. They just want to enjoy. And for them, the enjoyment is to eat sugar, watch Netflix, and gossip. And then, of course, the population is sick, mentally, intellectually, physically. Mm,
Anyways, I just think it's sad.
yeah. Well, food, as we were explaining, also for the brain is very, very important. But there are also other parts that you can support that. One is intellectual stimulation.
Mhm.
People start explaining me that when you are 40, you can't learn any language. It's just so difficult. For kids, it's so easy. They are like they uh
Sponges.
yeah, like sponges. They get everything in them. It's so easy for them. No, it's not. It's the same for us. They are just not lazy, and they are interested in the world. They want to understand why this animal is like it is. They want to communicate with the kids in the school, and if they are from Czech Republic and they are in a school where everybody speaks Spanish and English, they have to learn, and we can do that as well. And when I would judge myself according to what my teachers and parents told me, that I am so hopeless for languages and any stuff, uh, I would never be where I am right now. And I learned Spanish when I was 35. In 6 months, I was able to speak on a level with the sales people and at the management meetings, because I had to,
Mhm.
and I was willing to invest 5-6 hours a day to
Yeah.
learning. And it supports your brain. It creates new structures, and not just for that language itself or the way for the thing that you are learning, but also for another way to perceive the world.
Yeah. There you
So
can
the
never you never stop learning. And another thing that's very
mm,
good for that is when you age is sports. You know,
mhm, mhm,
things that are like, like I play tennis. So like when you have to, during tennis, you have to have the body mind connection. You
yeah,
have to have
cool.
the dexterity, but you also have to think how does this person play? Like, are they going to hit it down the line? So you're using all types of your brain. They say like racket sports are very good as you age,
Mhm,
just to keep if you're sitting in a desk all day and you're staring at a computer or whatever,
mhm,
these things they keep your brain active. That's the whole point. Whether it's playing sports, learning a language, or sometimes, I'll read really spiritual books, where I have to really think and figure things out.
mhm. And to be interested in life in general, that we can enjoy so many things, we can learn so much, and to to be in that constant state of awe and uh, to expand ourselves in all respects, not just consciousness or intellectual knowledge, but to understand the life around us and other people. And it helps us to develop also through our brain and the neural networks. And then there is a third part of that a quotation. What's the mathematical formula? And that's the meditation, actually, because meditation and these higher states of consciousness, it brings the energy from the instinctual part of the brain toward the frontal lobes and
Yeah.
their interaction that helps to focus more on the uh, increased empathy, cooperation, compassion. Uh, so all these positive things that helped us to develop such a civilization able to cooperate. Now we forget that and we go downhill, but this is the way how we have to start working.